Hey everybody, Morgana Galaxia here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're with me today. I am on because, there's a lot to ask about, and I want to get to some tarot reading today. And I'm going to start with, the juiciest news that's out there among a lot of juicy news, Matt Gaetz, okay? So I want to take a look at Matt Gaetz, see what kind of trouble he's in. See what kind of trouble he's in. Obviously, he's in huge trouble. And also I want to look at Tucker Carlson, because if you saw that interview that he did with Tucker Carlson, the one that everyone's saying, oh, Tucker Carlson said it was the weirdest interview one of the weirdest interviews he's ever done. I think the reason is because Matt Gaetz threw some insinuations in that meeting as to him meeting and remembering one of these women that he was with. He said Tucker Carlson was with his wife at the time. I guess they were at dinner. Tucker Carlson should remember. And of course, he doesn't remember anything. So I'm going to look at that and maybe, see if we can find out if there's anybody else involved in this. Okay, so I've already shuffled. Let's start out looking at Matt Gaetz. Okay, what kind of trouble is Matt Gaetz in? What kind of trouble is Matt Gaetz in? Let's bring it down. Okay. Oh, Matt Gaetz. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're starting out right here with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands. So this card is telling me that Matt Gaetz is in a position where he is looking to cut out. Okay, he's looking to see if he can make exit stage right. All this stuff, I'm gonna bring it up. All this sexual trafficking stuff is coming down the line. He knows he's being investigated. He's been shooting his mouth off. But this card is telling me he's preparing his defense. He's starting to make some plans, but he's looking overseas. Now, he could be looking overseas for assistance or money, but I would think at this point, given the whole insurrection and the whole everything, he might be looking to see where he can leave to. Where can he go? Where is he safe? Does he need to leave the country or the state, or, where's a good place for him to go to continue making his plans? Where's his next step? Okay, so I think that's where he is right now, planning an exit. And his challenge is the Four of Pentacles. And this is telling us his challenge. Okay, so Four of Pentacles is basically, hunkering down, conserving your money, kind of sitting and biding your time, holding your own, hunkering down. This is his challenge, which is telling me that he's not able to do that. I think things are happening too fast. News is coming out every day. Now Greenberg, his associate, is, this close to copping a plea. Things are moving too fast. He's having a hard time stopping, thinking, conserving his energy, figuring out how he wants to spend his money, right? Figuring out, his legal situation. Who's he going to get to represent him? All these sort of steps that someone takes to prepare, right? To stop, think, get your resources in order, prepare what you want to do. He's not really able to do this. And I think there's a couple of reasons. One, like I said, things are just moving really fast. And two, I think mentally, it's too chaotic, too much going on. He's shooting his mouth off too much. He's just not being smart and thinking smart and strategizing. I feel like he's flailing, okay? He's out there, he's flailing. And this is going to damage him because this is one of his biggest challenges. So, what's in the sky that's inevitable for him to face? Six of Pentacles. So this is the card of money exchanging hands. I think this is, this Matt Gaetz situation is happening now. It's sometimes a little hard to read on these kind of things because they're in motion. And I think this is the case with this card because we already know it's the give and take of money, the payments that he made to Greenberg, those Venmo transactions and receipts, right? It's the paper trail. This is what he's inevitably going to face. This could be what brings him down. Those Venmo payments with girls' names attached to them. The proof, the money, okay? That's the money trail, and it's going to be in his face. Foundational to this question, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So what I'm getting with this card here is what's foundational to this is people are just done with these issues around women, okay? Harassment, the predatory, predatory thing with women, just harassing them, hunting them down, abusing them, trafficking them. It's like it's been in our face for a number of years now. And, these issues are just to the fore. They're what we're all talking about and what we're all dealing with. Same thing Cuomo's going through, not the exact same thing, but it's this realm of issues around how these people are treating women. And this is this feminine energy that's coming up and saying, enough, okay? Enough is enough is enough. We're going to start busting asses of these guys who just don't know how to treat women. This queen is coming up to start the reign of the feminine, okay? That's what's happening these days. This is where we're all moving as a society, balancing the genders, equality. We're not going to take this kind of treatment anymore. And I think this shift, the societal shift, it's really foundational to this question of Matt Gaetz and how he's going to fare. A lot of men in the past have been able to sweep this thing under the rug and continue to have their careers. This is coming to an end, I think, especially Mr. Matt Gaetz, okay? So, in the past, justice, the justice card, which, pretty easy, Matt Gaetz. So this is the Justice Department, right? Who had, for months now, started under Bill Barr, opened this investigation. The Justice Department is looking at Gaetz. They have got his eye on him. They're making a move. They're progressing forward. And now that this is rolled over into Merrick Garland's Department of Justice, things are rolling, okay? But this is in the past because it's already started. Like I said, this story is in motion right now. So where's Mr. Matt Gaetz heading to? Interesting, we have a reversal here. The Hanging Man, or the Hanged Man, reversed. So this card actually is very similar to his Four of Pentacles being reversed in that he's not having the ability, the wherewithal, the desire to just stop what he's doing, think things through, strategize, see things from another perspective, move intelligently. He's just not doing that. This card is telling us that he's being impulsive. He's being reckless. He's not using his brain. His mouth is moving, but his brain's not moving, okay? His behavior is going to his behavior is affecting his outcome here. He's just not moving smart. So, yes. So let me just get into this a little bit more. I'm getting a feeling too of, the Hanged Man. You can see that this card, he's in chains, okay? Normally it would be this way. So he's in chains. Being reversed, this might be a nod to Matt Gaetz escaping prison, escaping the handcuffs. I certainly hope that's not the case. But, it's a possibility. One aspect of the Hanged Man is, the stopping and thinking and strategizing and seeing things in a different way we do ourselves. We make the choice to do that. Maybe, that choice is going to be taken away from him. Can trying to read it that way that, if the chains are on him, tying him up, making him pause, it's not going to be his own choice. It'll be done to him. But again, with it being reversed, I think it's just, again, telling us he's reckless. He's talking too much. He's desperate. He's scared. And he's not thinking things through and being smart. All right, so that's the story I'm getting on Gaetz right now. But what I want to also take a look at is Tucker Carlson. So did Gaetz point the finger in a pseudo-incriminatory way towards Tucker Carlson as if, maybe he was in the know? Maybe during this dinner when Tucker Carlson and his wife met Gaetz and this woman, this very young woman, maybe it was one of those, hey, look at my date here. She's young, right? Does Tucker... I want to know, what does Tucker Carlson know, and is he involved? To what extent might Tucker Carlson be involved in the sex trafficking scheme? Because, as much as I think Tucker Carlson is, is dirty enough to be in something like that, at the same time, Matt Gaetz is a big fat ass liar too, right? So it's like, which one of them is worse? Which one of them is the biggest liar? Which one of them? And it's probably both at the same time. Okay. Tucker Carlson. I want to know to what extent Tucker Carlson might be involved in the sex trafficking scheme, if at all. Because that's what desperate people do on their way down, right? They start pulling people down with them. All right. Last shuffle. Tucker Carlson. You're such a scumbag. Let's see what the cards say. Ooh. Tucker Carlson. Someone who should not be on television. Okay, so we're starting out right here with the 10 of Swords. This is the downfall card. So this would indicate to me as far that Tucker is feeling betrayed, okay? Interesting. So he's feeling betrayed. He's feeling the fear of his downfall. Okay, so there is this possibility that he could be taken out, laid low, but definitely betrayal. So did Matt Gaetz betray Tucker Carlson? Because he's feeling betrayed. What's his challenge? The Page of Cups. Interesting. Page of Cups. So I would say here the Page of Cups is this young, immature love, okay? This sort of young love, immaturity, not the kind of adult love that builds a marriage, but, two teens with the hots. Just figuring out who you are, what you want. You're not very experienced. This is young love and sexual relations. That is Tucker Carlson's challenge, you guys. So not only does it point to younger, these pages are often, relate to children, young adults, teenagers, things like that. You see where I'm going here. For Tucker Carlson personally, it would point to his own immaturity. Someone who is attracted to young people often do so because they can exert the control They're the dominant one in that relationship because they're so immature. They don't know how to have those mature adult relationships. So if that were reflecting on him personally, I would say when it comes to matters of love and sex, he's childish, he's immature, he doesn't know how to have sophisticated relationships. And then, of course, there's the more obvious connotation that I just mentioned. Ooh, okay. What is Tucker Carlson going to have to come face to face with? Two of Cups. Ouch, you guys. These cards aren't looking good for Mr. Carlson. Okay, Two of Cups. Romantic relationship. Okay. It's not the Lover's card, but it's even more of that kind of feeling than the Lover's card actually is. Two of Cups. This is a love, sex relationship. You know, if you want to give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here, he's going to have to come face to face with some kind of other type of relationship or bond or commitment that he has made. So, for example, he might have to come face to face with his marriage with his wife. He might have to come face to face with the middleman, you know, a Greenberg type of middleman that he has a connection to. You know, this is a connection with someone, a tie with someone, a commitment you've made with someone. And he's going to have to come face to face with one of those. So whether it's a middleman, Gaetz himself and whatever connection they have with his wife, some relationship is going to come to the fore for Tucker Carlson, and he's going to have to deal with it. What is in his past? Two of Wands. Two of Wands. So this is Tucker Carlson embarking on a new path, okay? You can see this beautiful path here. Embarking on a new journey, a new path. And he's got a choice to make. Take the high road, take the low road. Take the light side, take the dark side. You can follow this path, you know, follow the light, or you can take the road less traveled and wind up in the dark forest, right? So this is in his past. He has made a choice. He had this road in front of him, and he had a choice. Do I go towards the light, or do I go towards the dark? And, you know, this is Tucker Carlson we're talking about here. So I'm going to throw my dime for the dark side. But this is telling us, if anything, he made a conscious decision. This wasn't something that he didn't realize what he was doing. He didn't know that it was wrong, or he wasn't sure, or he was tricked. No, he had two clear paths in front of him. Go left, go right, okay? They were laid out clearly before him. It was up to him to make the decision which way he wanted to go, and he made his decision. So what's he going to be rolling into in the future? His outcome. He's got a Four of Cups here. So this is telling us that Tucker is going to have to make a decision from some bad options, none of that he doesn't like. He's going to have some choices come up. He doesn't like any of those choices. You know, he doesn't really want to choose any of them. You know, they might make him procrastinate. They might make him apathetic. They might make him pull back, because whatever he chooses is going to be tough. So, yeah, I think if anything, things are going to get pretty tight for Tucker Carlson. He's going to have to make some choices on how to move forward. And it's interesting. Cups. We've got a lot of cups here for him. Matters of the heart, matters of emotions. I would also say, you know, sexual issues. That could be Wands as well. But, yeah, I think that again, I think I might have missed a foundational card here. For what's foundational for Tucker, we have the Hanged Man right side up, because I right side upped it when I was just reading for Matt Gaetz. So what's foundational for Tucker Carlson is he's going to have to retreat, rethink and re-strategize, think about things a different way. So yeah, what I'm getting here, the kind of story the cards are giving me is that Matt Gaetz threw him under the bus, okay? Threw him under the bus regarding some dealings with matters of the heart with young people, okay? He's going to have to come face to face with either who he's been dealing with as a middleman or maybe his spouse, and have to sort through that situation. And he's going to have to do so, step back, rethink, get his bearings, figure out how he wants to proceed here. Because he made a choice in the past that is leading to some uncomfortable, painful choices in his future. So that's the story the cards are giving me with Mr. Tucker Carlson. And we'll see how that pans out. We'll see how that pans out, because that guy is a scumball. And also, like Gaetz, very wealthy, right? Comes from a very wealthy family. So they've got a lot of resources, a lot of money. And, with that usually comes a lack of fear of consequences for your actions. Okay. I did want to know, might there be anybody else involved? The Daily Beast is coming out saying there's a lot more to come about Gaetz. Is anybody else involved? Because as we know, Gaetz went to Trump and tried to get a blanket pardon for him and his associates, for him and others. Just a blanket pardon. Any crime I might have committed, just let me off the hook. All right, so I'm curious to know if in the House or Senate, okay, I'm just going to, within the House or Senate, we'll just say, or the Florida government, either in the state of Florida, House or Senate, is there anybody else involved in this sex scheme? Okay. Anybody else? Let's just give it a quick see here. Okay, just a little quick read. So, anybody else? Here we have the King of Swords. King of Swords. So, okay, this could be any number of people. This could be, the King of Swords could be the lawyers, the Justice Department, the legal process that's starting to go after these guys. But as a person, is there anybody else involved? The King of Swords would be law enforcement. It could be someone in the House or Senate. This is a king, so someone who's sitting on the throne, a lot of authority. Holding that sword, though, often means, this is a sword of truth and justice. Could also be the sword of war, the sword of threat, the sword of hurting somebody. Okay, so the challenge here is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a big money bomb, a big financial deal, okay? A new beginning, a new project, a new endeavor, a new situation that has to do with money. It's all about, I want to say like a large sum of money, a big money drop, a big money transaction, some big chunk of money right here. And with the outcome, we've got the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, regret, sorrow, grief, right? So if I were to say, is anybody else involved? I would say yes, okay? At least this person right here, whoever this person is, there was a huge money transaction, and the outcome is going to be heartbreak, grief, regret, sorrow. So, who's that guy? Who is that guy? I don't, I'm not going to be able to pick out a name. Okay. I would just say this is someone in power. This is someone who has a lot of power, a lot of authority over other people. So this is going to be, like a legislator or a senator, congressman, law enforcement, some sort of a sheriff or, FBI, whoever is tasked with, whoever's tasked with sort of investigating and bringing justice or ruling over others. So I would say, yeah, there's going to be someone else. And I keep wanting to go to law enforcement. So I'm wondering if those law enforcement, was there anybody in the Justice Department under Trump who tried to stymie this thing? But again, we're looking at this person, a money transaction, and they're going to regret it. So that last card tells us right there that it is going to come out. Whoever that person might be, they're going to get exposed and they're going to have to suffer the consequences and all the emotions around that. So we'll find out who it is. But I would look towards either, maybe someone in justice who quashed or tried to quash this investigation, to maybe people around Greenberg who were just not doing their due diligence, something like that, but that also partaking, right? That's what I'm asking. Also doing the deed. That money, okay, the money. Okay, I think that's going to be it for me today, or at least on this topic, okay? So thank you for joining me on my channel. I really appreciate it. I'll be back with you soon for another video. I want to look at some of Biden's initiatives, right, that he's trying to do, and see how they're going to fare. So you can't always look at the dark, right? You got to look at the light sometimes. So I want to look at Biden soon. Thanks for being with me, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye now.